Hey folks, how's it going? My name's Lexi and I really love tabletop games. So much so that we sit down together once a week, every week, and we review one together here at the gaming table. I try to keep these videos on the short side, under 10 minutes, so we can both find our next game. If that sounds interesting to you, I would highly encourage you to subscribe and keep on watching. If you'd like to go the extra special mile for the gaming table, you can donate to my channel using the link in my description box below, which heads to my Ko-Fi page. Today I am taking a look at a game which I find to be rather intriguing. Today we are taking a look at Torchbearer 2nd edition, a role-playing game of desperate adventure by Thor Ulversrud and Luke Crane. This game doesn't come with an explicit setting. Rather, it's expected of the game master to create the setting before the players get there to play. You're given some tools for this process. To start off, you draw a map. This doesn't have to be an artistically impressive one. It's just to help you to get started on your world's creation. One of the first things you do is you place down settlements. I think this is a really helpful place to start in this game, as some settlements have to be in particular environments. Next, you put in things like coasts, mountains, and roads. Then you put in places where societies of different peoples might live. Lastly, you place some dangers down. Ogres, giants, dragons, and other mean things. I do know there are some supplements that have settings written for Torchbearer, and I think if you don't enjoy creating a setting for a game you're planning to run, then you're going to need one of those to play Torchbearer. On the other hand, I know there's game masters who would love to build their own settings, and these resources and little guidelines would be a big help. Adventurers in this game are considered to be their society's undesirables. You only become an adventurer if you don't have any family, friends, or support network to keep you in your home village at a steady job. Gameplay in this manual is divided into 3 stages: adventure, camp, town. In the adventure part, your characters are fighting beasties and moving through dungeons. In camp stage, your characters can rest a little, maybe repair their stuff with limited resources, and it generally links back to more adventure stages. When the game is in the town stage, your characters are at a settlement or some form of civilization. Here they can truly rest and restock for the next adventure, but doing so is very costly. Creating a character in this game starts with selecting a name, not always the one they were born with. Then you need to select a stock, such as elf, dwarf, halfling, or human. There's burglar, outcast, ranger, magician, theurge who use divine power, and warriors. Then you need to choose an age. The next couple of steps are about sketching out your character's backstory. In this, you need to sketch out their significant relationships, how their psyche works, and really what makes them tick and what they want. Lastly, you select levels, which is how much experience they have. A lot of games start off your characters with really low experience. Then one of the most impactful sides for the dice rolling is calculating your character's skills and abilities. The higher the number you have in a skill or ability, the more dice you get to roll when trying to pass a test. I think the most impactful part of this game's character creation process is creating a character's wishes and goals. Parts of your character's backstory and their core beliefs can be evoked in the game to assist in situations and sometimes hinder. These also can change and often should change as the character travels more. You also have things like wises, traits, and natures, which are specific to your character's backstory or their species that might indicate advantages, knowledges, or disadvantages they might have. When you need your character to do something, you as the player will roll a pool of d6s. 4s and above are successes, but anything below that is a failure, and failures cancel successes. So you definitely want to get more successes than failures. If you happen to roll a 6, you can choose to roll an additional die. The manual for the players spends a significant portion of its time discussing a character's philosophies and beliefs. These points of characterization are divided into subjects such as beliefs, creeds, goals, and instincts. A belief is something that a character holds close to themselves, something that they believe about themselves. A creed is something that the character believes about the world, how it should be. A goal is your concrete next objective, what you're trying to get done today. And an instinct is your character's gut reaction. That last one can be negative and often might contradict how a character wants to act. The manual's very clear. It wants the players to notice these things about their characters and develop them throughout the game. In this game, you have a pretty interesting magic system. It's kind of like there's two systems. There's a magic system for when it's magic that can be done quickly, and then there's a magic system for magic that takes a bit more time, known as ritual magic. Ritual magic seems to be able to do more impressive big stuff, but it's a bit more complicated to cast. There's a dedicated section to magic, rituals, weapons, and gear, but there's no explicit dedicated section for combat, exploration, or social interaction. If you're looking for the mechanics for, say, how to swing a sword, you might jump to the weapons section to see what kind of sword does what. If you're looking for how to use spells, you want to look at the Arcana section. I will say this manual feels simultaneously packed with mechanics, but these mechanics are also very broad and open to interpretation and reinterpretation by different groups. The two manuals have the feel of a toolkit, rather than explicit rules. Torchbearer has the feel of an old-school revival game, but it's not a D20 system. One of the mechanics which I find to be the most remarkable that I haven't covered yet is how fast the game drains the player's resources. Simply going out and adventuring just automatically drains resources, and purchasing new resources can be quite expensive, and acquiring them can be costly in other ways. It means the game feels a bit grueling, in a way that I find intriguing. If you like your characters to suffer, this is going to be a fun game for you. I don't mean that you have to be a sadist to enjoy it, but I mean you have to be really careful with how you use your character's resources in the game. I think if you enjoy that resource management, you're going to have a great time. You can get these two books for around $50 US. I think for what you pay, you get plenty to work with. It definitely has the feel of a toolkit where you can build your own game using it. So I think if that appeals to you, that price will be worthwhile. Whereas if you're looking for a game with a pre-written setting that you can just jump into and you don't have to make anything, you might want to try a different game. That is Torchbearer. I enjoyed Burning Wheel, which came from the same creator. But what did you think of Torchbearer? Do you like games where you have to do a lot of resource management? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. While you're there, I encourage you to like this video and perhaps even share it with a friend who you think might find it interesting. If you want to know when I next upload, you can subscribe and turn on notifications. Pretty much any and all interaction helps this channel get noticed on the sea of the algorithm, so it's deeply appreciated. If you'd like to go the extra mile for the gaming table, you can donate to my Ko-Fi page, which I have linked in the description box below. All donations go straight back into the running costs of the channel, so it is deeply appreciated. I've also started to do a little acknowledgement at the end of my videos for people who have donated. I want to thank you all for watching and discussing Torchbearer with me. I hope you're all well, and I look forward to seeing you next time at the gaming table. Bye!